We here, y'all. Yo, shout out to everybody already rocking in the building. I know it's late, but never a wrong time to drink coffee, you guys. I am your host of Coffee and Convo, Graphk Raider. Shout out to everybody here in the building. I see Tubby, Robert, my boy Primos in the building, Joe Nation, Lucky King, Drox in the building, man, Nation's finest, Chris. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about it, you guys. He said, what's up, Dox? Dox, there was a debate. We're going to talk about it all, you guys. We're going to talk about it all. It's never too late for Coffee and Convo. This is fact. Shout out to my boy Joe Nation. And that hoodie looks mighty clean. I got to say that every time I see that, my brother. Shout out to you. Oaklosvegas.com for the drip, drip. Let me see. I'm not going to talk about that. To be real with you, this show is a little different because look, I've seen all the talks of Stabler and Plunkett and this car better than that. Look, man, these guys have won rings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going that route, right? I'm not going that route. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about that today. What I am going to do is I'm going to give out some game balls for the game. And we're going to definitely talk about this win last night, what it means. Definitely a divide once again within the nation. And one thing I do want to say, you guys, is almost 200 people in the building. I want to say this. I apologize for my actions last night. And what I mean by that is I'm not changing my stance on the tank job. I'm not changing my stance on wishing that we just kept losing, right? Because I feel like there's only 4 or 5 maybe generational talents in this draft. That's it. You have the Jalen Carter out of Georgia, defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? You have Will Anderson Jr. out of Alabama, the defensive end. And then potentially 2 quarterbacks with CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. And we know, you guys, that a lot of times rookie quarterbacks don't pan out. Let's just be real. But if you have to say there's some generational talent in this draft, there's about 4 guys. It's about 4 guys, right? And we went yesterday from, I believe, 2 to 4 now in the draft. Okay. So at that point, I believe, Will Anderson may be there, but it's tough because if teams like Jacksonville fall ahead of us, if teams like Seattle, because they have the Denver draft pick, you guys remember that. Jalen Carter and Will Anderson can be off the board, you guys. If we fall to 5, all these generational pieces could be gone. They could be gone. But I want to say my apologies, right? Because I can't, I have a big platform and I can't shy upon or frown upon anyone celebrating a win. Okay. That's my apologies, you guys. Look, everybody takes this shit differently. I'm kind of one of those guys that's still trying to figure out the direction of this team. If we're going to tank right? If you're going to try and win out, then go win out. But if tanking is what we're doing, then this is not the right way to do it, right? But I'm not going to shit on any of my brothers and sisters in the nation. However you celebrate that win, or if you don't celebrate the win, that has nothing to do with me. So shout out to everybody, that loves this team differently, whether you're happy about the win or upset about the win. It really doesn't matter. We're all Raider fans. We take this shit how we take it. I just know I've been a fan for 38 years, and I'm sick of being stuck in mediocrity. I'm sick of being stuck in purgatory where it's just like, can we ever go get another generational piece? The last time we were in the top 5, we went and got Cleveland Ferrell, right? And you know why that happened? Because we beat Arizona on a last-second field goal and missed out on Nick Bosa. Could you guys imagine in that one draft getting Nick Bosa and Max Crosby? It's because of that one loss or that one win against that Arizona team with the last-second field goal that we missed out on 2 defensive ends that would have took this team to a whole nother level. Everyone keeps screaming about defense, right? Well, we missed out. We went and drafted Clee because we beat Arizona for no reason, missed out on Nick Bosa. In that one draft, you could have had Nick Bosa and Max Crosby. Think about that. Think about that. You have your 2 bookends, and it's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball game. And you can say it's a loser mentality, my brother, but at the end of the day, we all look at this shit differently, right? We all look at it differently. You can take it how you want to take it, my brother. I actually would have loved to have Nick Bosa. If you beat Arizona or you lose to Arizona, you have Nick Bosa and Max Crosby. Just think about that. But I also understand that we beat the Denver Broncos, right? I understand that we beat the Denver Broncos. That is something to definitely to be happy about. This Denver team has not beat the Las Vegas Raiders yet. That's a beautiful thing. That definitely is a beautiful thing. But you guys, we are 3-7, man. And I don't want to shit on the players. I want to say this. Maybe my energy was directed in the wrong way yesterday, but I have to say this. Okay, the players work their asses off week in and week out to win football games. So they have all the right in the world to celebrate in that locker room. They do, right? They're very happy, you know, coming off a very emotional loss last week to Indianapolis with DC crying at the presser. I think this team rallied around him and said, you know what? Let's go out here and try to win this game for our quarterback. Me personally, seeing guys like that celebrate like we won a Super Bowl, like when DC jumped in that locker room and was jumping all over the place and Derek, it's crazy to me because we're 3-7. We're 3-7. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we had more leaders in the locker room that come from a winning culture, they wouldn't have allowed that. They would have said, let's take this one and move on and build some more momentum next week into Seattle. Right? Not celebrating like crazy. And don't get me wrong, they're players. They work their ass off for this, so they can celebrate however they want to. I just feel like if we had some real leaders in the locker room that are used to winning, that wouldn't have happened. But no shade to the players. They work their asses off week in and week out to win games. And that's why I'm definitely going to give some game balls away today. I think that some players definitely deserve it. But I just look at, I guess everybody has their different definition of success. Okay. Mine isn't celebrating a win when we're 3-7 with draft capital, draft stock potentially just drying up because we're winning useless games. But hey, when it comes to players, there's not one useless down. These guys are out there beating the pavement trying to get dubs. So shout out to our team, shout out to the players. I don't want to think that it was that came out the wrong way. These guys worked their asses off to win football games. So no shade to them. I just feel like if we had true leaders in the locker room, it wouldn't have looked like we won a damn Super Bowl. It looked like champagne was all over the place yesterday, and we're 3-7. Shout out to Josh. Josh McDaniels didn't look like he didn't want to win yesterday. Oh, no, facts, Josh. And this is a Denver team that I think that he would want to win, right? He'd want to beat the Denver Broncos. This is a team that fired him, his first head coaching spot, and he'll never hear the end of it. He'll never hear the end of losing all those games in Denver. So Denver, I think, is a game that emotionally – Josh McDaniels always is going to go out there and say, get these guys out of here. We want to win, right? But there was still some plays out there that I seen, especially from Chandler Jones and other players, where it was just kind of like, and we'll talk about that. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Max. Salute, Docs. Don't worry, Zeke will finesse some poor team for draft picks in exchange for Jones and a salami sandwich. Shout out to Max. Shout out to my dog, man. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Jimmy Jump. We would have drafted him anyway. I don't think so. If Nick Bosa is there, you don't take Cleveland Ferrell. You should get fired immediately if you take Cleveland Ferrell over Nick Bosa. This is facts. Shout out to Hard Conversations. Docs, I hear what you're saying, but I just don't agree with losing on purpose. Much respect, though. Yeah, and look, we all look at this shit a different way. No disrespect to any of you guys. You know what I'm saying? I just want, if we're going to tank. If you're not going to tank, go out there and win some games, right? I don't know what it is at this point. This team is just one thing about me, you guys, and it's just always been my life. I need direction. I need direction. Like I need to know the direction that I'm going in life, just all over the place, right? Let me get this dude the fuck up out of here. And not knowing what these guys are trying to do. One day it feels like we're literally just tanking, and then the next day you go out there and you get a walk-off win against Denver with a hell of a touchdown to Davante Adams in OT. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. Shout out to Raiders Solo. You crazy, bro. Shout out to you, my brother. Raiders Surge, we have to get away from this narrative, bro. This is an entirely different. How do y'all keep saying this? This is an entirely different regime, you guys. This is not the same regime. This is not the same regime. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it is what it is. Let me see. Shout out to Brandon. I love it. Have the same banner and Raider all-time greats plaque. Shout out to my dog, Brandon Jasper. I appreciate you, King. Appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to Maul. Young players have to learn how to win. I'm okay with the locker room celebration. That's cool. That's dope. Hey, look, like I said, you guys, I'm not here to try and get you guys away from how you feel. You know what I mean? We won a football game. We beat a team that we always want to beat, right? The Denver Broncos. But if you go out there this week and you go to Seattle, a tough place to play, might I add, and you beat this team, then where is the direction? Because now you're really missing out on a potential generational guy like a Jalen Carter or a Will Anderson or one of those quarterbacks. It's kind of tough, you guys. It's like, it's easy to be bipolar about this team this year because we're 3-7 right now. We thought, look, I had this team going 12-5 at the beginning of the season. 12-5. So it's easy for us true fans to be upset and pissed about this shit. The only reason I'm mad is because we're 3-7. That's really why I'm mad. I'm mad because we're 3-7. Let me repeat this real quick. I am mad because we are 3-7. It's an emotional roller coaster. This team just does not know what we're doing. Like, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? That's why I'm very, very, like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But it is what it is. Alan says, all I hear is crying, Doc. That's cool. That's cool. Ain't one tear came out my eye, brother. Shout out to Maul. We're 3-7. We're still getting a top 10 pick, bro. Yeah, look, I hear that, Maul. I hear that. Look, think about this. There's a lot of people saying we're going to go 10-7 right now, win every game moving forward and sneak into the playoffs. Think about that. We are 3 games back, you guys, from Cincinnati and New England. 3 games back. 3 games back. Do you think that one of those teams are going to completely, or both of those teams are going to completely shit the bed? And we're just going to just miraculously, everything is fixed with the win over the Denver Broncos? Do you think that everything is fixed now because we went out and won a game? I'm all for, boosting the morale in the locker room. I'm here for it. Cool. Cool. But at what expense? At what expense? At what expense? To potentially lose out on a talent like Jalen Carter. You guys, we've been screaming for a star defensive tackle for way too long. When is the last time we've had a star defensive tackle? It's been forever. It's been forever. Shout out to Surge. Docs, we're all emotional this season. I'm going to be 100. I don't care who coach or who's playing QB. We just want to win. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Shout out to you as well, Serge. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well, King. It's frustrating, you guys. This is very frustrating for us to go out there and get the likes of Davante Adams and the Chandler Joneses of the world and to look at this team and where we are right now. It just sucks. It sucks. It really does. But let me give out some game balls before we continue to go. Look, it's easy, you guys, to say, Max Crosby, he had a hell of a game yesterday. 2 sacks, a blocked field goal. I mean, Melvin Gordon lost his job, a forced fumble because of Max Crosby. Max Crosby yesterday took Melvin Gordon's livelihood. Think about that. He took his livelihood. He got him the fuck out of here. For those who don't know, Denver let Melvin Gordon go. He's out of there. He's no longer a Denver Bronco. He lost his job because of Max Crosby. Think about that. Max Crosby gets a game ball. The one guy that a lot of people aren't talking about yesterday's game, I have to give him his flowers, is Josh Jacobs. I mean, look, 24 attempts. He had 109 yards rushing. Cool. He didn't have any TDs, right? But people forget that he had 3 receptions for 51 yards yesterday. He was very, very active in the passing game. Josh Jacobs deserves a game ball. Point blank period, the end. The third one, Devontae Adams is clear cut. I mean, 7 receptions for 141 yards, 2 TDs. Devontae gets a game ball. This dude won the game for us in overtime. Clear cut, Devontae gets a game ball. The 4th game ball goes to our quarterback, Derek Carr. 23 for 37, 307 yards passing, 2 TDs, no picks, was only sacked 1 time. The O-line kept him up, gave him a lot of time to get rid of the ball. Derek Carr definitely deserves a game ball yesterday. Definitely. And you guys know, like I said before, I am one person that gives guys his flowers when he deserves it, takes some shits away when he doesn't. For DC to go out there in that second half, in that 4th quarter, in overtime to go out there and win, bro, I'm good with that. 307 yards, I can live with that. 2 TDs, I can live with that. A passer rating of 106.5, I can live with that. So shout out to Derek Carr for going out there and getting a game ball yesterday. Also, you guys, the last game, I'm going to give away 5. The defense. Period, point blank, just as a unit. I loved what these guys did. I still don't know who the fuck Tyler is, but he went out there and cleaned up Chandler Jones' dirty work. Tyler Hall went, got him a sack in the first game as a Raider. Because once again, Chandler Jones was out there looking like he didn't even want to touch Russell Wilson. I don't know if you guys seen that play specifically, but he looked like he was just trying to do just enough to not sack the man. But Tyler Hall came in, the GOAT, came in and cleaned up his dirty work. Tillery had a hell of a game. Finally put some pressure on the quarterback from the interior of that defensive line. I loved how Tillery looked yesterday. He didn't have a super just outlandish great game, but we finally got some penetration from the middle of the defensive line. But the defense just as a unit, I think they looked good out there yesterday. They held the offense, Denver Broncos, at 16 points. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. I think the defense did a hell of a job yesterday. I think they came out and they fought for their guy, Patrick Graham. Straight up. Shout out to Brandon Jasper. DC next season, thoughts? This is the problem with this, you guys. Shout out to Duncan too. Denzel Perryman had a hell of a game yesterday. Facts. But I'm just going to include the defense just in general. This is the thing, Brandon. We're screaming about defense, right? How do you go in the offseason and put a defense together when you're still paying Derek Carr $30 million? I think the reason you move on from DC is you use some of that contract for some defense in the free agency, and then you go draft a slew of defenders. If Derek Carr was not getting paid $30 million next year, I can see him coming back and being that guy to be the bridge guy for a young guy coming in. I can definitely see that, but it's tough paying a quarterback $30 million and still knowing you have to direct a lot of that money to the defense. So I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you find that balance unless you can just completely hit in the draft on defense, in which that is a lot to ask for with Zeke. Can we restructure his contract? Definitely. Does DC do that? I don't know. I don't know if DC takes a pay cut at this point. I don't know. But if he does, if he says, you know what, I'll take a massive pay cut to get this defense together, and he continues to do, all the things that a quarterback that your quarterback that you want to do, right? Take the pay cut, blase blah, do this, do that, so other guys get paid. I'm here for it. But once again, I want to go draft a young guy so we can just wash our hands of this stigma, right? Let me ask you guys this, okay? I want to ask you guys this. And this is for every Derek Carr fan in the in the chat. Shout out to everybody. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. Let me ask you guys this. If you put Derek Carr on that Denver Broncos team, what happens? Let me ask you guys this. If you put Derek Carr on the Denver Broncos right now, what happens? I'm only asking because everybody says he needs a true number one wide receiver, right? You got Cortland Sutton, you know, Jerry Jeudy, these guys. You have a slew of offensive weapons, right? And you also have the number one defense in the NFL, and they're 3-7. So I want to know this. If you put Derek Carr on that Denver Broncos team, are we looking at a different Denver Broncos team? Because once again, they have a number one option in Cortland Sutton. They have a slew of other options, and they have a number one defense, and they're 3-7. This is facts, Mo. It all boils down to our quarterback. This is facts. But I'm not going to make this a Derek Carr show. I just want to ask you guys this. Because if you put him on the Denver Broncos right now, he has the number one defense. He takes them deep into the playoff. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just asking you guys. I want to know because this has always been the talk, right? The talk is all Derek Carr needs is the great defense and a number one receiver. Shout out to Black Sunday. What up, Doc? 17 is Himothy. Factory outlet, my brother. Shout out to Black Sunday. Thoughts on using Waller to move up? I don't think it happens, Robert. I think that Waller's going to be a huge part of this offense moving forward. There's a reason we're sitting him out and getting him ready for next year. I think Waller will be a Raider. Shout out to my boy Rob, though. Let me see. Did I miss a super? I don't see it, Ro. Oh, there we go. Boom. Got you. Same record because of the offensive line. Okay. Crosby would have had 3 sacks on Carr yesterday. Okay. Graphk, not saying we're going to, but if we won out, would we even need a top 5 pick? Ro, do you want to go 10-7 and miss out on the playoffs and just lose a whole bunch of draft spots? Let me ask you that. I want to ask you that. You want to go 10-7 and miss the playoffs because there's a bunch of teams in front of us that beat us. The Colts are in front of us right now. They beat us. There's other guys. Look, we lost a lot of conference games, you guys. We lost a lot of conference games. It doesn't matter. If you go 10-7 moving forward, I still don't think. Shout out to Ro. Yeah, no, I was only asking you guys, and look at the Derek Carr fans or stands are already coming out killing me about this shit. You guys say give them a great defense. You put them on Denver, they have the number one defense and a slew of offensive weapons. And if you're saying that he wouldn't go to the playoffs, then you're basically saying he needs everything perfect around him in order to win. Shout out to my brother Hammer, man. Every year, analysis say the Broncos are a QB away from a Super Bowl. They have a Super Bowl winning QB, and the Broncos offense is still trash. And Russell Wilson has the number one defense in the league. He won a Super Bowl in Seattle. He would have won 2 because of those great defenses that he had. He has the number one defense in the league, you guys. Yes, he may have a carousel at O-line. It's very, very hard to put together the perfect team, you guys. It's not easy. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Let me see. That's facts, though, Hammer. Yeah, look. I wanted to ask you guys that. And to be real with you, I think I'm going to clip that. Somebody, do me a favor, you guys. Can y'all clip that? Somebody clip that part of this video. I'm going to upload that shit because I want everybody's opinion on that. If you put Derek Carr over there in Denver with the number one defense and all those weapons on the offensive side of the ball, what would happen? Shout out to Curtis, man. I appreciate you, family. My brother, man. Shout out to you, brother. I think everyone wants a top 5 pick, but I can't get on board with intentionally losing. I hear you. I hear you, Todd B. That's a tough pill to swallow, brother. It's a tough pill to swallow. It is. Nobody wants to deliberately lose. But at the end of the day, man, if this season is already over, what are you? I'm not even going to argue about it, Top. Shout out to my brother, Top. Let me see. Brandon, keep DC, upgrade the defense in the draft. DT, linebacker, O-line, corner, free agency to clean it up. The thing is, though, how active are we going to be in free agency, Brandon, with that $30 million on the books? How? And you guys, let me say this. I was genuinely happy we won that game last night. I went in the house, had a drink with my wife, was like, damn. But it's just a catch-22, right? Yes, all of us Raider fans are going to celebrate wins. Yes. Deep down inside, we're like, thank God we got a W, especially against a divisional rival. But sometimes you have to look at the grand scheme of things. You have to. Sometimes you have to say, you know what, man? I have to look at the big picture. I have to look at the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, you guys, I'm not a person that just always lives in the moment. I wake up every day and say, where am I going to be in a year from now? Where can I have my family at set up in a year or two? I'm always thinking about the future. And maybe that's a detriment to me. Maybe I do need to live more in the moment and just be happy that we got a dub. Okay. But I'm also looking towards the future. So like I said, it's a catch-22. It's very, very tough to sit here and be like, yes, and then think, damn, bro, we already lost 2 spots in the draft. It's tough. It is. But either way, whatever side of it you're on, happy as hell we won or pissed that we lost draft stock, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Because you guys are diehard Raiders like me, and we all have different outlooks on this team. That's it. Shout out to my brother Hammer, man. You know, come on, King. Stop doing that, bro. We fixed O-line and defense this coming off season. This offense clicks next year, and we can see DC, Tay break the break. Look, you know what's so crazy, Hammer? Shout out to my little brother Hammer. The thing is this. Devontae right now has 925 yards receiving. 925. Last year was the most yardage he's ever had. He had 1,500 yards last year. He's going to shatter that this season. That's the reason I'm frustrated, you guys. Devontae is going to shatter Tim Brown's record. He's going to shatter his own record of last year, 1,500 in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. He has 10 touchdowns already. He's going to shatter that record with the Raiders, a single season touchdown record. And we're 3-7. Like how can you? It's just tough. How can you celebrate? It's just like fuck. Like it's just such a Raiders season, man. Devontae already has pretty much 1,000 yards receiving and 10 TDs. Devontae's having his best season of his career at this point, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He's about to break the 1,500, and we're 3-7. It's tough, man. Shout out to Joe. If we go 10-7, I think make the playoffs only because a lot of teams are at 500 this year. A lot of upsets, but realistically, we're losing at least one more. Look, bro, Joe, let me say this, my brother, right? There's teams right now in front of us that are going to be very, very tough to beat because these guys have way, way more at stake. Like New England is what, 6-4 right now? They're fighting for a playoff spot. We play them. They're going to want to beat us because they know that's a must win for them. The Niners, New Year's Day, that could be a game that either gets them in the playoffs or doesn't get them in the playoffs. That's a huge game. The Niners need that win more than us. The Rams, they shit the bed. Their year is over. That Thursday night game, I think we'll probably get the Rams the fuck out of here. That Thursday game in LA. But there's other teams. The Chargers are still in a hunt. We got to play them one more time. The Chiefs, by that time, they'll probably already be won the division, and they'll probably won't even have their guys out there at this point. You know what I'm saying? But there's teams that we're still facing that need these wins more than us. But sometimes you see teams that go out there and they got nothing to lose and cook these motherfuckers, right? So you just don't know. But I'm just saying there's teams in front of us that are going to be vying for a playoff spot, and they're probably going to want that win a lot more than us. Shout out to Jacob, man. I was celebrating like we won the Super Bowl because I was actually at the game, and it was a crazy environment being a Raiders fan. Now, Jacob, that's different, my brother. You were actually in the building. I fuck with that. Shout out to Jacob, man. We definitely travel well, man. Shout out to Fuck You. I like that name. Fuck You. I just want to do a small shout out to Docs. These podcasts have been helping through this deployment, especially when you have wasted in here. Good work. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for those kind words. And hey, my brother, thank you so much for your service, bro. For real, for real. That means a lot, man. I hope and pray that you make it home soon, back to your family, unharmed, my brother. And I'm thankful that I can be here to do these type of shows and somehow, some way help you with it, man. Shout out to my brother, man. Fuck you. Fire ass name. Shout out to Lee's. Keep DC because of yesterday. Hell no, DC comes back. Yes, just win, baby, but not for DC. This is now Max and DA's team. DC is not the future. Stop the cap. Look, I'm not one of them people that's going to just buy into the sauce, you know what I'm saying, because he had a great game yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But we still have to give him his flowers. Adele, we have to give him his flowers. Threw for over 300 yards, went out there and won a game in overtime. Quick, too. Went out there and got it done early. So you got to give DC his flowers. You know what I'm saying? But does this change my stance on him in the future? No, definitely doesn't. Definitely don't. Let me see. Shout out to Robert. Yeah, I loved that. I loved Adam saying Surtain wasn't ready yet. That was fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal. YouTube, Tyler Hall is definitely the GOAT. Definitely. No, the NFL definitely is crazy, real boy. We win next week. Chargers lose next week. We play them in 2 weeks to tie them for the same record. Yeah, but what does that do for us, right? What does that do for us in terms of being tied with the Chargers? That doesn't really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a tough. It's tough, man. It's like we're all just so up and down with what the fuck is going on with this team, bro. I've seen this same rodeo, you guys, like for like a million years, man. I've seen this shit way too much. I get your point, dog. We're all frustrated, but the players aren't going to go in intent. No, they definitely won't, Mo. I'm not saying that because they're auditioning for other teams and want to put good tape on film. Draft will be fine. This is facts. This is facts. But the problem with that, Maul, is the coaching. The players are still going to go out there and play their hearts out. But if the coaching staff still doesn't call the right plays, if they're deliberately doing shit to lose, how do the players overcome that? It's tough, right? It's tough. If Josh McDaniels goes out there and sees that Josh Jacobs is struggling, right? Say he's having a bad game and he keeps feeding him and he's not putting the ball in DC's hands, what can DC do? Like, what can he do at that point? It's just tough. If the coaching staff is in on trying to win some games, hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very tough to read this team right now. Well, actually, it's not. We're 3-7. It's actually easy to read that we're a terrible team. But we came off a big win. Yeah, well, I'm going to say a big win for team morale yesterday. I'll say that because the way these guys were in the locker room celebrating, the way Josh McDaniels ran up to Zeke and hugged him, the way Josh McDaniels hugged Derek Carr. But I really think that was a thing of, I think Zeke really understands how bad Josh McDaniels wants to beat the Denver Broncos. Dude. And I see a lot of people saying, well, Derek Carr went out there and this team went out there and beat the number one defense. Bro, 6 other teams or 5 other teams did the same shit. 5 other teams did the same shit. That's why I'm not reading too much into that. Everybody can say, oh, DC went out there and threw for 300 yards on Denver. Or Josh Jacobs ran great, but there's still a bad team with the number one defense. There's still a bad team. The Denver Broncos is a bad team, you guys. They're a bad team. Terrible team. They have the same record as us. We beat them twice. If we beat you twice, that says how bad you are. Think about that. We beat the Denver Broncos twice. That's crazy. Nasty Nate. I'm not saying they have a great offense. I'm not saying that, Nate. I'm just saying it is very, very tough in the NFL to right both sides of the ship. It's very hard to have a top 10 ranked defense and a top ranked offense. It's very, very tough. That rarely happens, right? But people say, Nasty Nate, that defenses win games, right? That defenses win games. So apparently Russell Wilson can just go hand the ball off, run the ball, and let the defense win, right? This is what I keep hearing. This is one of the big arguments about Derek Carr is you just give him a defense and he'll win. Okay. That's why I asked if you put him on the Denver Broncos, what happens? That's crazy. The 32nd ranked offense with Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy. R. Gonzalez. We have both of them, I think, brother. I think we have the 11 and the 15 on the website. I think this one is the 11, but we do have a 15-ounce too, I believe. Well, let me look real quick. I'll let you know right now, brother. There is an 11-ounce and a 15-ounce. This one is the 11. Agree, Docs. Just cool to know we swept them 3 years in a row now. And we are the only offense to drop 20 points more than this year. That's dope. You expect that from this offense. You got Devontae Adams, right? You got Josh Jacobs running the ball crazy. Yeah, I think Hobbs will be back, Aaron, Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, no. The Broncos aren't tanking at all. They're just a bad team. Their pick goes strictly to Seattle. Man, Pete Carroll at this point is a fucking genius. That man went out there and drafted great on the defensive side of the ball. Went and got a running back of the future with Kenneth Walker. He did a great job, and now they're going to have a top 10 pick and then probably a top 20 pick. Shout out to him. That man, finessed the shit out of Denver. Let me see. Oh, let me get this motherfucker fuck out of here. No. Hammer brought the bots with him. But if we go out there, you guys, and we play Seattle, we playing well. We beat them. I'm at a total loss of words. Like, I don't know what this team is trying to do at that point. Because then you're looking back at all those close games like, wow, what could have been? If you beat the Chargers in week 1, if you don't allow Arizona to come back by 20 points and beat you in overtime in week 2, if you beat Tennessee in that close game, if you beat Jacksonville like you were supposed to, then it's just like, what in the fuck are we doing? Omni, he is that good. He is that good. Rich, the Texans don't have to tank. They're just a really all-around bad team. They don't have Devontae Adams. They don't have a middle-of-the-pack quarterback like Derek Carr. They have a great running back in Dameon Pierce, but they still have a bad O-line. Their defense ain't really shit. They don't have to tank. They're just losing because they're not that good. And I think the same thing with the Jags. I think that they have a few cornerstone guys. They have, Trevor Lawrence. They have Josh Allen. They got some other guys. They drafted some really good linebackers in the draft last year. They have some guys, but they don't have to tank. They're not ready to go yet. Shout out to Arlen. They may go on a win streak. The players and coaches start building that bond together. I think most players come back next year with coaches and win. So they may go on a win streak. The players and coaches start building that bond together. I think most players. The problem is this, Arlen. I think the problem is there's trust issues amongst the coaching staff and the players. If you can't trust, if you can't trust your coaching staff, that's tough. Like these players, it's tough. How do you expect to go win games when your veterans are questioning the motives of the coaching staff? That's tough. I mean, the young guys don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? The young guys are just going out there. They think that this is the NFL at this point. They're still young. They don't know. But when your veterans have a problem, that's an issue. Real quick, you guys, shout out to my dog, man. Roman Gonzalez, man, my boy went on there and grabbed one of them coffee and convo mugs. My brother, it is on the way, man. Shout out to you, Oaklosvegas.com, you guys. Once again, shout out to my dog, Roman. It is on the way, King. Shout out to my boy. Shit. Shout out to my boy Paul. He just hit me right. If you guys went after Payne in free agency, how much you think you'd be giving looking at giving him per year? Ooh, that's a good question. I got to hit my boy Paul, man. Got to hit my boy Paul up. I got to call him after this. Oh, no, this is facts. This is facts. This team has made me bipolar. Facts. Facts. If y'all see me in my regular life, just me, just with my family, total different person. You know, this team makes you bipolar. For real, it makes you fucking bipolar as shit, year in and year out. Let me see. No, not at all, bro. I'm not bringing Deron Harmon back at all. You don't want a 31, 32-year-old at that point. I think 32. Safety back. What you go do is you go draft a safety. Right now we see what we got in Palomalu, and we bring Trayvon Merrick back and see if he can get better with this scheme in year 2. I'm not going to go get Deron Harmon. I'm not bringing him back. There's no reason. The reason you bring in Deron Harmon, you guys, is to help implement the system, to help, to help usher in this new regime. That's all it is. Deron Harmon is a product of New England. He's familiar with these guys. You bring in a veteran to help these guys, figure out this system, and then you keep it moving. There's no reason to bring him back at all. Let me see. Graphk, should they not be questioning the staff? Couldn't fill the D-line. Hell, 3 coaches in a row couldn't fix that need. How? Why? Lots of questions for the staff. I want to say this. We went out and drafted Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell Jr. I am not ready to give up on those guys yet, Albert. I'm not. First-year guys. You went out and got a bunch of veterans, Bilal Nichols, who had a pretty good game yesterday. He almost got to Russell. I don't know how Russell made that really, really bad, a really crazy throw in the flats that picked him up like 15 yards or some shit. But he did. Bilal Nichols almost got to him. You went and got Andrew Billings. You got some veterans in there. I think that's what this staff was trying to do. They were trying to throw out some veterans out there this year. I'm not ready to just throw in the towel on Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell yet. I want to see what these guys can do in year 2. Allow them to get accustomed to the speed of the league, and see what they can do in year 2. But I still believe that we need that one defensive tackle like a Jalen Carter. We need a guy that we know is going to be that guy. A guy like Deron Payne that can come in and be that guy from day one. We need that at defensive tackle. We need a guy that can get pressure in the middle and stop the run. We need that. At this point, we need that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The Raider, y'all, we got to win every game. And I'll also have help from at least 3 different teams just to be mentioned as the lowest team chasing a wild card spot. Laugh out loud. It would make last year's push look childish. Facts, the Raider, it's over. Shout out to my dog, man. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to my dog. This is facts. Facts. Shout out to my boy, the Raider, man. And I have to say this, you guys. Let me say this real quick. All I do is live shows, right? So you guys get a chance to see every aspect of me, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, right? You guys get to see everything. There's more room for error in what I do. Okay. If you want everything to just be spoon fed to you, go watch these other guys on YouTube that just do quick videos, quick hits, upload them and get, and do their thing. If that's what you want. I do live shows where we talk for hours. So we're going to make mistakes. We're good. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of room, a lot of spots where we fuck up. We may even mess up some shit here and there. But if you're not here for the emotional roller coaster, this may not be the channel for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I speak for every Raider fan. You know what I mean? Even if you don't agree with what I say, right? You still my family. We still Raiders. We still rock with the nation. This is it. You know what I'm saying? But that shit's funny, man. Shout out to my dog Raider, man. Sup, Docs? Just want to say good job on your vids. Love listening to you while I'm on the road working. It helps the day go by faster. I appreciate you, Raider. Shout out to you, my brother. Thank you so much for the kind words and the donation, King. That means a lot to me, my brother. I hope you have a blessed day, King. Shout out to fuck you again. What do y'all think about maybe trying out Amik at free safety? Sneaky playmaker, dog mentality, intense. He's small as fuck, but I think he may thrive as strong safety. That's something I never thought about. But me personally, I wouldn't put Amik at free safety. I don't think does he ever played free safety? I don't think he did at Louisiana Tech. I don't think he did. I would keep Amik on the outside here and there and keep him in the slot when need be. I wouldn't mess with Amik at this point at free safety. That sounds a little, it's creative, but it sounds a little, I don't know if I trust that one. Shout out to my dog, man. Docs, just bought the snapback hat you're wearing. Keep up the great work and talk that shit. Shout out to my dog, man. Okay. I just got it. Shout out to my boy Noah on the hat, man. Appreciate you, King. It's on the way, brother. Concord in the building. I love Concord, man. Love Walnut Creek, man. Spent a lot of time out there. I actually lived in Antioch for like a year and a half. Shout out to my dog Noah, man. Appreciate you, King. Ah, yeah, man. Talk that shit, King. We know. Talk that shit. Your show is dope, but your opinions are all over the place. Yeah. I'm a human being, man. I'm a human being, bro. It happens. It happens, King. You rock, Docs and Hammer. Shout out to Zilla, my dog. Shout out to Chris. Docs, Jets having issues with their QB. Yeah, Zach Wilson is not the guy. Thoughts on the DC trade to the Jets, or am I wilding? I don't think you're wilding at all. I think if he got rid of that trade clause and said, you know what, send me out there. They got a strong defense. They got a pretty good coaching staff out there. They got some really good young talent. I can see it. But the thing is this, Chris, if DC thought he had it hard in Vegas, oh my God, you're going to have it even way more hard out there in them bright lights in New York. So I don't know if DC goes anywhere, send him somewhere like Indianapolis, the Texans, well, not the Texans, because they're just a bad, poorly ran franchise. Send him somewhere, Seattle, right? Where they already have something going in a city that their expectations aren't through the fucking roof, right? New York is a tough place to play. You know what I mean? So if DC is already dealing with all this shit out here, I don't know how the fuck, you know what I mean? Whew. Let me see. Shout out to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. You know what's funny, Adele? Me and Wasted had this conversation today on the phone when I was in the gym. Yeah, like, a lot of us, maybe we're just outdated. Maybe us old guys are just outdated. Maybe our expectations are just way too high for this team. So, I don't know. A lot of us have been through the hardships forever, since the 80s. Others, the 70s. Others, the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Where they seen those great teams play. You know what I mean? A lot of these new fans have only been here since the Derek Carr era, and that's all they know. And so they're not ready to move on from it. Right. But me and Wasted literally just had this conversation on the phone. It was like, damn, you know what? We just old, bro. Like maybe we're just outdated. Maybe these young kids just don't get it. They just like, fuck what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's where it is. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. But we, you know, maybe we just command more success out of this team than others. You know? What's up, man? What? Shout out to Rich Fry. Appreciate you on the donation, King. My brother. My dog. Raider Nation for life. This is facts. And I love that. That's no shade. That's no shade at all. We love our new fans, our young fans. We love everybody. I just think that a lot of our opinions on this team, it's like if you weren't there through all the fucking crazy shit, then you don't understand the frustrations that we have. You know what I'm saying? You like, and I get that. I can't expect you guys to, and sometimes that gets me upset. That's why I think I'm sometimes over the top and emotional about this shit. Because, you know, we were out there, you know, at Oakland Coliseum, young, growing up, you know, watching this team play through ups and downs. We've been there and done that. You know what I mean? And at this point, some of us just don't want to die before this team wins a Super Bowl, you guys. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be like, can I get one ring before I pass out? Like, can I get one ring before I'm out this bitch? Can I please just get one? That's it. So I think that, you know, our alarms on, you know, our expiration date's a lot closer than you guys. So we demand a lot more success. That's why I say a lot of people just have different definitions of success. You know what I mean? I agree with that, Docs. There's a generational shift in the nation, fam. But yeah, and a lot of these guys are trolls too, Top Beats. Shout out to the real ones. But a lot of these guys are just trolls. A lot of these guys are just trolls. They don't want to see, they don't want to see, it's not even just the team. They don't want to see me succeed. They don't want to see Wasted succeed. They don't want to see a lot of these other guys succeed. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys just sit in their dungeon in you know what I mean? In a fucking attic or a basement and just shit on us all goddamn day. I don't know how you can live your life like that, bro. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. How you could just sit here and just make fake pages and just shit on people because we command a lot more. You know, we demand a lot more success out of this team. Just wanted to say what's up, King. Shout out to Lewis, my dog. Shout out to Antonio, my brother. My brother. Appreciate you, King. Appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, this is facts. Ready to reap? That's it, bro. That's it. All we want is one of them, bro. That's it. We just want one of them. For real. That's it. Give me one, man. Give me one. I could die a happy man. All I want to do is see my wife have everything that she wants in this life. I want to see my grandkids and I want to see my kids succeed. And I want to see the Raiders win one. And I'm cool. Get me up out of here, man. After that. For real. Life will be incomplete if I do not get a chance to watch. Like I wouldn't understand God's humor if he just got me out of here before the Raiders won one. I would question God. Like, God, you got the worst humor in the world, man. Top, you know, OG. We old, bro. We old, man. We just want one. That's why we're so passionate about this shit. See, y'all don't realize. Shout out to my brother Top Beats. This guy is from where I'm from. And Top is you know, up there my age. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, you know, shout out to OG, a little older than me. That man will leave voice notes in my inbox screaming at me. Screaming at me. Nose rings, y'all. No booger. Nose rings. No booger. Top will be like, what the fuck? No. Because he, like I said, he's from the, you know, that era. So it is what it is. Jealousy, misery, or diseases. Get well soon, bitches. Facts. Shout out to Hammer. Facts. Facts. Facts plus tax. But yeah, man, I want you guys. I knew you would like that, Top. I knew you would like that. I have to say this one more time because now we got 500 plus people in the chat. I have to say this. I love every single one of my people in the nation outside of the trolls. I don't do that shit. That shit's corny to me. Was I upset last night? I was happy and upset. But I have to apologize to anyone that directly took it as me saying you guys are wrong for celebrating this win. Who am I to tell you how to celebrate this team? Everybody Raiders different. You know what I mean? Everybody Raiders differently. You know what I mean? So I have to say, I apologize to anyone that took that the wrong way. You know what I mean? I'm just at this point where you guys, I'm looking towards the future. You know what I mean? At 3-7, the season's over. You know what I mean? Unless we just go 10-7 and then every other team in front of us shits the bed, I don't know how we sneak into this thing. But, you know, a win is a win, okay? A win is a win. We beat Denver. I'm happy about it, but I'm also mad that we lost draft stock. You know what I mean? As someone that's ready to turn the corner and right this ship, I just hate mediocrity, you guys. I hate mediocrity. I hate mediocrity with a passion. With a passion. I hate watching two average teams play football. I hate watching two average wrestlers wrestle. I hate watching two average NBA teams play against each other. I hate average shit. I hate that shit. I hate it. I do. So, you know, if it takes for us to shit the bed this year to get better for years to come, then I'm here for it. That's it. That's it. But once again, who am I to tell you to not celebrate that dub? Y'all have hella fun, man. Have hella fun. These next 7 days, you guys, have a fucking ball going into the next game in Seattle. It's gonna be a tough one. But have a fucking ball. Have a ball. Also, real quick, man, shout out to David Chavez. My boy just went on there, also grabbed a coffee and convo mug. I appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to David Chavez, my dog. Covine in the building. It's on the way, brother. Shout out to my boy. Coffee and convo, King. Cheers, brother. It's not, Leonard. But I'll tell you something. And I wanted to answer that question. Look, you guys, I'm a diehard Kings fan. I love my Kings to death. I love my city of Sacramento. Nothing will trump the Raiders winning a championship. Period, point blank, the end. Watching the A's win one, watching the Kings win one, I love both those teams. My Raiders trump all that shit. If we win a Super Bowl, I value that over NBA, baseball, any of that shit. I want a championship with the Raiders. I can watch my Kings shit the bed year in a year, and I love my Kings to death. I do want them to win a championship. I would be so excited for my city of Sacramento because I think my city deserves it. We haven't won shit since the Monarchs got it. And next thing you know, the Monarchs, they win it, and then they're gone out of the league. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it sucks. My city deserves it because my city loves, we're some of the greatest fans in the world. You will never meet fans like the Kings fans. We are some of the greatest fans in the world. But I value my Raiders, you know what I'm saying, over anything. I want to see my team win a championship. I got to see my A's win one in '89 when we swept the Giants in the World Series Earthquake Series. You know what I mean? Shout out to you Giants fans out there. I just had to kind of take a dig at you guys. You know what I'm saying? But I need my Raiders to win one. My life will be incomplete if we don't win one before I pass. Real shit. Had to grab that mug, Brody. My shout out to my dog, the Raider, man. Got to make a GOAT mug. Appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to my dog, bro. Appreciate you, King. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, you know, that's pretty much what I wanted to say, you guys. Coming up on an hour. Enjoy this win. Enjoy this win. Take it for as you will. You know what I'm saying? Going into a game on Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks is going to be a tough one. That's a very, very tough place to play. It's going to be cold out there. Pete Carroll's going to have his guys ready. Geno Smith has been looking really good this season. It's going to be a tough game. Enjoy these next 7 days because this year we're 3-7. It's been very, very tough. We have not won a lot of games. So I agree with you guys, man. Enjoy this shit. enjoy it, because we don't know when the fuck the next win is going to happen. We don't know. We do not know. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, you guys, I will be in Sacramento next week. I will be at the Kings game the 30th, playing against the Indiana Pacers. Get a chance to go watch my boy Halliburton come back home to Sacramento. Yeah, man, I'm thinking about trying to put something together in Sac as well. You know what I'm saying? Like a little meet and greet where maybe we can watch a game while I'm home. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And once again, I don't ever want you guys to mistake my passion for hatred. I will never tell you guys how to enjoy this team and how not to enjoy this team. If you guys are happy we won last night, I repeat, if you are happy we won last night, I am happy for you. Who am I to try and shit on your happiness? So enjoy this ride, you guys. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Oaklosvegas.com on the way out. I'll see y'all soon. One.